Federal government seeks to sustain Development Goal 16.9 to provide legal identity for all by 2030 as national theatres sent to receive members of the public. Welcome to Panorama. Let's remind you that you can follow this news broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and on our other social media handles displayed on the screen for updates. I am Adeola Komi Akiri. Thank you for joining us. President Bola Tinubu will on Wednesday, August 14, depart Abuja for Malabo, Equatorial Guinea on a 3-day official visit to honor the invitation of President Teodoro Obiang Nguema Mbasogo. President Tinubu will meet with the Equatorial Guinean president at the presidential villa on arrival, where meetings will be held between the two leaders and agreements, particularly on oil and gas and security, signed. The president will be accompanied on the trip by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Yusuf Toga, and other members of his cabinet who will be involved in the signing of the agreement and review of opportunities to improve bilateral relations. And still on the president, the federal government has taken delivery of 20 compressed natural gas CNG powered buses from the depot and Petroleum Product Marketers Association of Nigeria, DAPMAN. President Bola Tinubu took the delivery of the high-capacity buses at the State House. Correspondent Musbaudan Wahab reports.
The Federal Executive Council meeting held this Monday with different memos on the agenda. But after a few hours of deliberation and consideration, Council members took to the forecourt of the State House to witness another success under the Presidential CNG initiative. Under NNPCL arrangements, the Depot and Petroleum Product Marketers Association of Nigeria, DAPMAN, is delivering locally manufactured hybrid buses planned to run on CNG.
To the glory of God and promise of change to prosperity for Nigerian transportation, I hereby inaugurate the bus.
With commercial vehicles constituting about 80% of petrol demands in the country, while the abundant deposit of natural gas is under harnessed, President Bola Tinubu believes Nigeria must be innovative in its approach towards reworking the economy for greater prosperity.
If we work harder, be productive and innovative, it is an economic necessity that we should embrace. If we can enhance our energy competitiveness and bring about transformative changes like this, we would definitely be able to achieve the prosperity that we are working hard to accomplish for our people.
Apart from aiming at a more environmentally friendly transportation system, the current administration is also targeting reduction in the cost of transportation with the CNG initiative.
This will contribute in bringing down transportation costs, and we know that if transportation costs come down, food and so many things will follow, since transportation seems to be one of the little issues or the big issues we have in Nigeria.
The CNG initiative is one has come to stay. Government has invested heavily in that direction, and we know and we do hope that this is really going to be something that has come to stay for our country.
The government is hoping for more delivery of CNG vehicles for mass transportation, with many assembly plants designated for manufacturing and conversion across the country. From the State House, Musbau, then Wahab, NTA News.
Mrs. Esther Wilson-Jack has been sworn in as the new head of service of the Federation. The ceremony was before Monday's commencement of the Federal Executive Council meeting under the chairmanship of President Bola Tinubu. State House correspondent Musbao Danwahab again reports that Mrs. Wilson-Jack took over from Mrs. Folashade Yemieso, who proceeds on retirement from civil service after 5 years in the top civil service position.
Thing I have done is to put in my best into the service.
It's sunset for Folashade Yemieso in the Federal Civil Service. And in the last moments in the council chambers in this capacity, Mrs. Yemieso literally saw herself in a mirror. The council members, through the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, extolled the virtues of Mrs. Yemieso as a public servant, which they believe have fostered transparency, efficiency and accountability in the Federal Civil Service.
One of her most significant achievements has been the implementation of the Federal Civil Service Strategy, Implementation Plan 2021-2025, which is focused on capacity building and talent management, performance management system, arts, human resource, innovation, digitization, content services, and staff welfare.
These attributes have also won a place in the mind of the President, who acknowledged the diligence of the outgone head of civil service and what he described as big shoes for the incoming #1 federal civil servant.
We must learn from her more of commitment to duty, loyalty, and great vision. She served our nation exceptionally well with distinction, guiding the civil service through significant transformation and reform.
As big as the shoes may be, Didi Esther Wilson-Jack was set to step in anyways. Another thoroughbred administrator herself, Wilson-Jack, who transferred her service from Bayelsa State Civil Service, had served as Federal Permanent Secretary in different ministries including Niger Delta and Education.
God will continue to guide you, provide you with the wisdom, and enhance your integrity to serve this country and the civil service in the most transparent and successful manner.
I'm looking forward to building on the existing reforms in a way that will bring in innovation and creativity so that the civil service bureaucracy can be more effective and more efficient to deliver on the renewed hope agenda.
Didi Esther Wilson-Jack, born in 1966 from Bayelsa State, is now the 21st head of civil service of the Federation and 5th woman in this capacity. From the State House, Musbao Danwahab, NTA News.
The Wole Soyinka National Arts Theatre Lagos, currently being revamped, will be set to receive the public in the next 3 months. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu made this known while addressing newsmen after an inspection tour of the ongoing construction work of the building at Igomu, Lagos. Ese Wamaka reports.
For the past 5 years, work has been ongoing to upgrade the old National Arts Theatre, now known as Wole Soyinka Arts Theatre, to international standards. This inspection tour by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu is to assess the work done so far on the edifice at Igomu, Surulere. The governor expressed satisfaction with the level of work done and ascertained that the renovated Wole Soyinka Arts Theatre, now near completion, is equipped with state-of-the-art facilities that will boost the creative sector of the state.
I need to commend, all of the professionals that have put this together. All of the companies, the architects, the builders, the construction company, the cooling company, everybody, the creatives that have worked here in the last almost 5 years now. We need to commend them, and we need to thank them really, really, really seriously. And I think it's really going to be a place where, international audience will see that we're ready, to take the world on entertainment, on tourism, on the creative mind, and more importantly, even in the business conferences and seminars that we'll all go and attend in other parts of the world.
This is one of our pride. This is one of the legacy that we have in this country. It's one of our identity, and I'm glad and happy that Mr. Governor has done everything possible to bring restoration to the case. And I'm super happy that the youth can now see that we're really doing a lot.
The reconstruction of the Wole Soyinka Arts Theatre is expected to be open to the public in no distant time. In Lagos, SC Owamaka, NTA News.
And from Kogi State, Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo has emphasized the importance of collaboration with traditional institutions to drive development and ensure peaceful coexistence among the people. The statement was made during the presentation of office to the Akinri of Ikinri Ade Oba Johnson Kolade Utitoju at the Government House. Ajibola Christopher's report is here presented.
Governor Dodo addressed the Kirin, Oba Johnson Kolade Otitoju, urging him to foster peace and unity within the community. He also highlighted the significance of supporting community policing and attracting investors to promote the area's development. The governor further stressed the need for collaboration with traditional institutions and his administration, viewing traditional rulers as the closest authorities to the grassroots.
Your reign is expected to herald a new vista of development for Ekiri land and usher in a new era of prosperity. Closely to the role of protecting culture and traditions, it is also your responsibility to mobilize the community security in your domain. Traditional rulers owe their people protection from criminality. Our administration is always prepared to support you in achieving this goal.
The Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Salami Ozigi Didat, called on the community to support their traditional rulers for the betterment of the area.
It's expected that you will support and cooperate with the Akinri of Ekeriade to provide effective leadership that will usher in peace and prosperity for the Ekeriade Kingdom.
The event highlights the ongoing efforts by the Kogi State government to strengthen ties with traditional institutions, viewing them as crucial partners in the pursuit of development and social harmony.
Now to security matters. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, has expressed delight at the high level of synergy among members of the Armed Forces of Nigeria amid the numerous operational successes being recorded against terrorists, insurgents, kidnappers, and other criminal elements in the country. He made this remark while being briefed at the Strategic Operations Center Headquarters, Nigerian Air Force. Defense correspondent Olajide Bello reports.
Weekly operational briefing by Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar. The Chief of Defense Staff lauded the renewed efforts in the fight against oil theft in the Niger Delta region, which, according to him, was in line with the directive of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu towards ramping up oil production in the region. A statement by Director of Public Relations and Information, Air Vice Marshal Edward Gapwell, General Musa noted that though the nation's current security challenges are daunting, they are, however, surmountable as long as the armed forces continue to work together as a team, calling for continued collaboration and cooperation among the services and with other security agencies. The CDS also emphasized the need for increased discipline among personnel, stressing that all hands must be on deck to achieve the desired results. While appreciating NAF personnel for their unwavering dedication and hard work, General Christopher Musa assured his full commitment to providing all necessary support to enable the NAF and other services rid the nation of its security challenges. He then commended the Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar, for his leadership and encouraged the NAF to maintain the momentum and continue working collaboratively with other services to ensure the security and stability of the country. According to him, the armed forces of Nigeria must continue to enhance synergy and intensify air operations to combat terrorists and other criminal elements, curbing their operational freedom and fostering favorable conditions for successful ground troop operations. Olajude Bello, NTA News.
And to other matters now. As your president, I am passionate about youth empowerment, and I am fully committed to ensuring that the federal government supports your aspirations. This is part of President Bola Tinubu's message delivered by the Minister of Youth Development, Jamila Bio, at the Nigerian Police Force Youth Summit in Abuja. Francis Form completes the report.
Considered being timely, a moment the Nigeria Police Force is organizing a youth summit commemorating the International Youth Day, recognizing the potentials of young Nigerians and the crucial role they play in addressing global challenges. The summit, which is coming barely a few days after nationwide protest, is a testament to the federal government's commitment in engaging the young people and empowering them to reach their potentials.
Our administration has made substantial investments in youth empowerment programs since we came on board. These initiatives are designed to address immediate needs while creating sustainable opportunities for education, sports, agriculture, entertainment, skills acquisition, healthcare, and entrepreneurship.
We are dedicated to supporting and empowering our youth as active agents of change and leaders in building a safer, more prosperous Nigeria.
The President's Renew Hope agenda is rooted in the vision for a Nigeria where our youth are not only participants, but are leaders in the quest for national security.
With the theme, Enhancing Youth Value for National Security Intelligence, former Vice Chancellor of the Lagos State University and panel discussants called for continuous engagement of the youth, not to be hijacked for selfish interests. Francis from NTA News.
We'll now go on a short break to take some messages. More reports when we return. Please stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. Concerned Nigerians are calling upon relevant agencies in the country to tackle the growing menace of some digital lending platforms that have the habit of invading data privacy unchecked. They made the call while responding to Larry Belei, who inquired from them how they feel with such development.
Data privacy breaches, especially from digital lending platforms in the country, is yet to be conquered. Many Nigerians are displeased with what they describe as overly intrusive acts of these digital lenders based on their access to contacts, pictures, and messages of users. Despite the ban on accessing photos and contact of users online, the practice has not abated. Some Nigerians share their experiences.
They called me saying, my friend is owing them, they are going to blacklist him, they are going to spread his name all over Nigeria that he's a debtor, that is owing people. It is rather bad if they are doing that. And
it happened to one of my friends who collected a loan from them. So I think at the long run, the guy did not make the payment on time. So they started sending different kind of messages to each one of his friends. Like you just open your phone and see their message like, and your friend is a criminal, he's wanted by so back loan, this and that online.
I don't know how they get access to his to my number because I'm wondering. So when they call me, they say they are calling on behalf of so person that I should tell that person that he should be aware that they are calling her and she's not picking a call. Because she borrowed money from them. I don't know how much.
They call on relevant agencies saddled with the responsibility of data protection, including major communication networks, to have a joint task force to nip in the bud these ugly trends. In Lagos, Larry Bileyi, NTA News.
Nigeria is sustaining a well-developed and functional civil registration system. Key players driving this initiative are optimistic of achieving the Sustainable Development Goal 16.9, which seeks to provide legal identity for all by 2030. This was the position of national data generating agencies and partners as part of engagement commemorating 2024 Africa Civil Registration and Vital Statistics Day in Abuja. Oluseya Diagbo reports.
Civil registration and vital statistics system are the primary sources of data on births, deaths, marriages, and other vital events. Months after the launch of the electronic civil registration and vital statistics system, a digital platform for the documentation of all vital events, the National Population Commission says there is significant improvement from about 30% coverage from 2022 as the current CRVS stands at 57%. The CRVS Day 2024 is themed Strengthening the Linkage of Civil Registration and Vital Statistics to Legal Identity Systems through digitization for enhanced inclusion.
Every child registered at birth contributes to a more just and equitable society. It is a step towards leaving no one behind. Linked systems provide vital data for evidence-based policy making, development planning, and tracking progress towards national and international development goals.
We want to make a breaking through with birth registration. There's a bit of uncertainty of what will happen with other SDG goals, but this one can be achieved and can be achieved even before 2030.
The key players in national data generation have agreed to sustain existing structure, which will place Nigeria on the path of meeting national and global targets. In Abuja, Oluseya Diagbo, NTA News.
The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, says it has mobilized a contractor to commence work on the reconstruction of damaged tower in Kano State that cut off electricity supply to parts of Jigawa and Yobe states. The tower, located in Gundunwawa village of Gezawa local government area of Kano State, was damaged by a trailer that ran into its base. In a statement, TCN states that the accident disrupted bulk supply of electricity to parts of Jigawa and Yobe states, leaving 16 towns, including Hadeja, Gumel, Gagarawa, Nguru, Machina, among others, in total blackouts. TCN says it is working assiduously to quickly dismantle the damaged tower, re-erect new one, and restring the lines for resumption of bulk supply to the two states. As per medical requirements, tiny numbers are usually subscribed at the side or bottom of packages of manufactured drugs, indicating the duration of their potency. How important are these numbers, often called expiry dates, to your health? In this report, Hinkino John Adams tells us more reasons why expired drugs should be avoided.
Drugs are mostly produced with one broad objective, and that is to bring healing to ailing bodies. However, they can only be potent when used correctly and at the right time. Apart from following doctors' prescriptions, checking the expiry dates for such medications is equally important, as taking expired drugs can come with irredeemable consequences. In an environment where the brand or manufacturer's name and price tags on drugs tend to grab attention of potential buyers, the question is, do Nigerians really bother to check the expiry dates of drugs before purchasing or consuming them?
Not really. Honestly, sometimes I do, but sometimes I don't.
I've seen bad experiences from my friends who have gone through a lot because of bad drugs.
Well, I don't.
Experts say In some cases, certain drugs may still remain potent even after exceeding their shelf life. The potency of such drugs can only be determined when they are subjected to laboratory tests. In such cases, there is a caveat. Such drugs, they say, should be avoided.
The product has degraded to the level that is harmful. There is issue of toxicity, especially when there is the chemical composition have been degraded to a level that is a different molecule, it's a different product. It can change the color.
With intensive campaigns on dangers of using expired drugs, it is believed that many lives will be saved. In Lagos, Hinginu John Adams, NTA News.
And that concludes Panorama from Lagos. We thank you for spending time with us. I am Adeola Komiakere.